but I'll still warm up my casting muscles because an instant A exec straight out onto this, and it has to be a retake from the Vikings. Already a man down, but Oma's done good to equalize it back. Shot there onto the P2000 as now we've got audio, now we've got everything live, and now we've got a retake going straight down in a flurry of frags. The only two CTs are remaining are the ones rushing out of Temple. They've gotten, oh, they haven't even gotten a kill. I was going to say it was going to be close, but it has to be Oma to get an ace to try to close it out, but instead they will fall. Alex actually did grab themselves a pistol as well in this round, but not enough to get it over the line. And so the Hitmen, they grab themselves a pistol round. I've got to say, Hitmen historically on Ancient have struggled. I'm not talking about the Hitmen as in this lineup of 5, but the Season 7 Grand Finals, when they gave up like a 9-round comeback to lose. I am Fuffy. I'll finally get to do my little intro here. Joining me, my co-commentator, Jawa. How's it going as we watch these eco frags get farmed up?
Oh, it's going real well. Any day on an Ancient is a great day.
True. We love Ancient. We stan Ancient. And we stan Redondo, who keep an eye out for him over in A main. He's going to be the A defaulter and going to like to push through a lot like he's doing right now, though. This time it's just
could catch off J-Man.
Oh, he should have
won't
had
get the chance.
frag.
Kendo coming, watching his back there.
Yeah, that looked like he was gonna kill the low HP player, and he shot like 3 bullets in a circle around them.
Yeah. Aim punch really does a doozy to you, but we're into a gun round and for a bonus round for Hitman. This mid aggression is going to be something to watch always here on Ancient. So I'd like to see how they approach the mid.
Mid control early for the Vikings. They've been able to grab it, but it's cost them essentially all of their util beyond a smoke on Oma and a smoke on Redondo. They've got nothing else to stop these pushes forward. And Hitmen sort of have the rest of their map to do as they please with. Dropping a molly on forwards, looking up. That was a bit of an awkward molly, sort of bounced off the ground. And they're just going to feign mid-presence with these nades as now they group up into Cave, and I think this is going to be a B finish.
Gangster about to be challenged here in Cave.
Oh, he wants to take it. Oh, ouch.
2 already here on the B side, though.
Yeah. This is just going to have to be another retake attempt, or even just a save.
We're catching 1 through the smoke.
Well, that'll make things good for the possible retake.
2?
Oma, another one. So much work, but now J-Man's flank finally activated. Spots 2 of them in the back, get some damage in, but all of the gunfights go the Vikings' way. And as soon as we get the guns out, the Vikings get themselves on the board in round 3.
Yeah, it wasn't looking great for them, but man, they came in, and Oma catching 2 through the smoke really pulled that one back for them on the B side there.
Yeah, it seemed like the stress of Oma getting those frags sort of made the rest of the Hitmen players feel like they had to take fights. And when they took fights, they lost fights. And that was that round. Double mollies in mid. Forces them back and they get a deep smoke down. This is mid control again for the Vikings. Doing well to establish dominance on this part of the map, though. B lane, Hitmens have always been able to get so far.
Kendo watching for this mid aggression, but the flash comes out. Can McTalix find something here on Cat?
Oh, it's as
not before getting fought in bottom mid.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunate. That mid smoke fading just meant that they had 2 angles to watch there and just not enough players left up alive. Smoke landing in deep on B, but it's a fake the whole time. Kando's up and past Redondo's molly. No way Redondo expects it, but now there's a tag. Should have heard that, but didn't. And so he'll go down, and this A site will fall.
Bomb has been planted.
They might just elect to save here.
Yeah, it makes sense, especially if you're smoked off like this.
Yeah. Don't got much going for them here in the 2v3. But giving up those T rounds on Ancient never feels good.
Never does, but it'd feel worse to sort of come out of a round with absolutely nothing. At least they keep 2 M4s.
Yeah. And with the CT side, you just need that little bit of an edge. Anything into the round and you can win it. So
Yeah. I think CT side economy is just so rough that it's why so many CT teams opt to end up saving a lot.
yeah, but once you get that CT economy, I think that's what's making everything so CT sided as of late.
The A1S
Everybody's
is
understanding
just so
the
good.
economy. Yeah. Into it with some pistols, and they were able to buy another rifle. So
Yeah, it's interesting. A partial on 2 of the players, and another one was just 1,300, and then 2 of them buying all the way up.
get interesting.
Yeah, perhaps they're just a little bit frazzled here in playoffs, or perhaps they're just deciding to go for something wacky with this economy. This time, no aggressive mid control because they lack the util to do it. Now a deep molly, but there's already a player past it. In the meanwhile, these players are slipping up in towards B. Frag for Lum, frag for J-Man. Machi has one back. That's the one frag that they'll get, and no more. Bomb goes down, smoke on short, and a 3v4 ensues.
Oma here in their comfort zone, staring into these gray smokes, seeing if they can find some more.
Yeah, but Oma will just decide, nah, enough's enough. And again, they save. At least the fact that they're saving here, Alex and Gangsta will both have enough money to be able to rebuy. Redondo's going to save that armor and could get dropped a gun by Machi, perhaps. And so they're in a pretty decent spot as long as they don't get hunted, but that's Redondo. Hunted and fragged down. Kando up close, and another one. That spray at the end of the round ruins the CT economy for Vikings.
Yeah, it could be death by 1,000 cuts here. Just keep half buying, but it may look like they're going to full save here and really get that economy back rolling and healthy, but not without giving 5 rounds possibly over to Hitmen.
Yeah. I like that util, but the molly actually missing, and Lum up close hears all these footsteps. These should be free frags, I say so. Good shot from Machi.
Getting to come away with an AK. But the sacrifice of the full A site.
Yeah.
They're probably just going to carry these guns in the next round. I don't think they should do much, but I say that. Challenging in mid is Oma. And it looks like Redondo's getting out of dodge.
Yeah. Ouch. It's a rough HE grenade to eat. But Machi does so. Gangsta, on the other hand, one with an A1S in hand. Also probably going to want to save that. Drops a flash. Continues to run away. Get away from this train of terrorists heading all the way down mid. And yeah, it looks like they should be able to save and hold on to 2 guns.
Enough on Gangsta maybe to get Oma out the op. But see what they elect to do.
Yeah, I know Oma definitely loves to op, and you're right, you called it.
Only leaves them with a flash, but take what you can get.
This is interesting. We see the deep cave smoke coming in. It's actually going to miss. That util missing definitely could throw a wrench into their default here, as Gangsta's now not smoked off at all and instead looks to fight up and forwards. A smoke on the ramp, and they peek out together along with the mid player, and 2 frags to be found, 1 apiece. Machi does fall and leaves that P site open, but they have no control of cave. Bam, through is gonna light up Kando, and these T's are in a real awkward spot. Molly will buy them time, but someone's gotta make a hero play.
Smoke onto cave, blocks off 2. We have 2 already back in CT. Oma finding connection with the op. And
J-Man, he just has to get frags through smoke, through a wall, something. But I don't think he'll find anything. Alex, even with low HP, can just stick the bomb all the way through, and this should be a Vikings round, and Eventually, Redondo with the frag and Alex with the defuse will confirm it.
Almost found 2 of those, came away with none of them.
Yeah.
But Hitman's economy is in a great spot. They should have
Definitely.
buys for days.
Buys for days. This time, Sabrina's going to show him how it's done and actually get the deep cave smoke in. Hey, it did land. All right, deep cave smoke lands, and they'll feel a little bit safer here that Gangsta can't fight forwards. As they now start to head up, I believe they're trying to crunch into mid, walk past that smoke, and instead take... Oh no, they want to phase through it. That's exactly what they'll do, and they'll find an open cave. Gangsta already backed up and dropped a defensive smoke of their own. Kind has started to read what the Hitmen are going for in this one. The thing is, yes, you might know what they're trying, but can you stop them? Oh, Traditions is through. Traditions is through, and Gangsta has no idea. Shot down by the AK. Machi at least gets a molly down and a peek out. Has a frag, but traded right back. Sabrina wants to go aggressive, wants to get in their face, and Oma hears the tag on the molly. Great patience from Oma to stop that over-aggression. As their teammates come to rotate in, Oma just continues to hold the line. And it's all about how they crunch in and clear these players. One who's on cave, and one in J-Man who's pushed up short.
Kando left to find. Smoked off.
2 smokes.
He cushioned the smoke.
Oh, he's come through, but being watched by Oma. Such good presence, awareness from Oma there.
Yeah, seeming to find every cheeky play that Hitmen were going for there. The push to the smoke or the molly.
I don't think Sabrina really needed to take that push forward, but I guess they just didn't expect Oma to be so close and so prepared for it there.
Yeah. But still have one more buy for sure. To do a little bit of work to finally get these tees off their buy.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big pick for Traditions. Finds the player up ramp. And with that frag, they'll start to scramble a little bit. They've got to get rotates going. They've got to start going back towards B. And Gangsta, you can't give up a fight like that. Now B is completely open for the taking. They've cleared it out. The bomb's not even there. And these other 2 players are falling back. This might just be jam time immediately. 1:15 still on the clock.
Yeah. Felt the presence on ramp and went exploring and got hooked. Hate to see it, but
it'll happen.
Yeah. Start to get curious, trying to make it a hero play and kind of putting your team back on the back foot.
Okay. But at least they keep these guns, barring Kando taking them all away. Kando, terrifying. Kando is a player with an insane rating in the regular season, with a, 1.4 rating, and they've never had below a 1.0 rating in a game whatsoever, even in games that they lose. And right now, the Vikings will lose every single gun they wanted to save. Chased and denied. Now they've got to face a real awkward buy. Yes, Oma can get an op, but Redondo's got a FAMAS. Gangsta can probably only afford one of them, or perhaps an SMG. That hurts.
Does not feel good. Losing all 3 rifles there at the very end makes you think maybe we should have gone for it.
Yeah. Or at least played exits or somewhere different, because they played so passive thinking there's no way they come this deep, but the Hitmen go deep.
Yeah, especially when you call the save before the bomb goes down.
Yeah.
Gives you so much time to go hunt, and Kando's not one to let those save. Sees frags, he gets frags.
Quick smoke coming into mid. We see one for red, one towards the entrance.
Tradition's burning down.
Okay, this is good util. Redondo's cleared out mid. They've made the gamble to not play anyone A early on, saying that Hitmen probably won't go there quickly and instead to stack over towards mid. But now the Hitmen are starting to get a move on. Double smokes landing. Redondo drops a defensive one of their own. And J-Man has that frag as well. Gangsta at least trades it out, continuing to fight and confirming that these B players aren't all the way up. So it's Redondo who's fought forward and given up his life. At least the smoke fade will let Alex get that frag. That was a crucial frag. Now it's just about staying alive, finding another one. I think that Alex has won the round all alone.
I wouldn't be one to count Kando out after seeing what he did. Pretty much 3v1 last round in the save.
And there's 40 seconds.
Could find Gangsta. He's been found out. Have many of eyes and smoke in his face.
Thing is, though, I kind of believe in this. A molly as well, but the molly being thrown means that Kando can run through, and they're not even thinking about it. One tap, such a good pre-fire, Kando. Kando, you can't not do this. You can't make me start believing now a 1v3 this early in the game to break the backs of the Vikings. But Alex, just like he brought this round in to the 3v1, he will end it and end that clutch attempt.
Great try from Kando.
Yeah.
Thought it might be on after that first one, but really playing the trades between Temple and Donut there. Not letting him get any more.
Yeah.
Straight back into it.
Deep molly and a flash. Straight for mid control. Lum can't even contest it at all. This is sort of the one positive for the Vikings is how much mid control they've been able to get. This time they don't even drop a deep smoke. They just drop back. So Hitman might be able to take it back.
Yeah, they're not doing too much.
Oh, Alex missed it. He's going to flash his teammate in. That's a little awkward.
Twin cave. Oh. Oma just getting walked up on by traditions there, and they're into the B site.
And they smoked off cave too. So Gangsta's position's just kind of useless. They're taking deep control towards CT, and there's a lurk up close. Kando never going to miss in a situation like that. It's just another save.
No. I don't know if Oma wasn't ready for it or just asleep at the wheel. But not one you like to see, getting walked up on an AK while you're holding the angle. Again, being pressured during their saves. Can wipe their head for a second, take a little rest, but not for too much longer. J-Man coming back here to try to take these guns away, but it looks like they might be able to take two into the next round finally.
All it takes is a Molotov. You have to be on the exact opposite side of the map and Molotov them back. Keep in mind, this is Vikings pick as well, so Hitman really starting out strong.
Oh, Hitman electing to start on the T side.
Oh, good flashes into mid. Lum caught all the way behind this back box. He's going to be found and fragged, and Kando splits between two players, does damage to both of them, but doesn't find a kill. This is an advantage for the Vikings, and one they're not going to want to throw away.
Looking up, testing Gangsta here, alone on the B site.
Oh, they spotted him.
Gets spotted. Oh, trade coming in.
Yeah, that's a good frag from Machi. Machi even able to grab an op, Oma onto an AK. This retake is very possible, especially because J-Man is pushed up towards CT, but no one's coming through there.
But heard it all, so...
Oh, Sabrina. Oma drops a smoke for long, gonna flash over the site, and they go in together. Sabrina tucked here on pillar. Machi just looking to come through, and Alex instant on the headshot and a second. Metallics is coming alive with a 3K to win that partial bye for the Vikings.
Oh, no. Our defuse timer up in the top's not working, but luckily had the kit. Sweat for nothing.
I know we've been making some tweaks to the HUD, and defuse timer has unfortunately taken a hit from that. It makes it more exciting though, because we never know if the defuse will actually come through if it's like really close, you know?
Yeah. No. Being challenged by Gangsta? Oh.
What? That was so aggressive. They're just rushing. They rush B and they do not stop. Alex has another one. Machi's still alive, and Oma opts one down. Player up close. The flick misses, but he has another attempt. And he hits the no scope.
Oh my, Oma.
That was just amazing.
This is their spot.
Oh, but this is Kando's spot too. In any kind of clutch, Kando always has got to be feeling the confidence, especially with an entirely open A site, a bomb that can get planted down, and two players have a long rotate to go. And will
could be anywhere.
Kando's so close.
I'll have to fully clear out every angle. Had so much time alone on the site.
They're gonna double temple. Do they even realize? I think Kando could phase this smoke and could just win the round in its entirety. Here's the
only heard one drop.
They smoke off Donut. Do they keep an eye on it? Almost checking it, but he's not wide enough. Kando's got the frag and just jiggling it. Oma has one op shot to try to deny this clutch, but with the bomb so low, he swings with a pistol, and Kando 1v2s.
Wow. What Kando not do? That was
one of the best worst puns I ever heard. Well, I think Lum can clean up some ecos. J-Man as well actually goes down. AKs can be retrieved, but Kando cannot actually hit that shot. Suddenly we're into a 2-on-2 Redondo. Tracking pretty well with that picked up AK. Looking for another player, looking for another head. Spots out Traditions and taps him down. It's going to have to be another 1v2, and this is a spot that I don't think Sabrina ever expected to have to clutch in. Lining up a little bit of a fancy smoke. The question is, do they go through it? They're just going to commit. They're calling the bluff. Steps heard. So Sabrina at least has eyes on it as they run out. First one's a good frag. There's no armor on these players. Remember, Sabrina just needs one more bullet to close, and they will. Back-to-back 1v2s. This one in a round that didn't seem like it would even get close. The Vikings make it scary, but at this point in the half, they need actual rounds on the board. Doesn't matter how close it gets.
Yeah. I guess, you know, Hitmen are always good in the clutch, looks like, especially when you give them to them like that. But Lum being challenged bottom mid here, smoke down. Oh, here's the Molly tick. Knows there's some presence down here. Machi looking to see what he can do. Swings out.
Oh. They just turned from the flash so perfectly.
And staring at Kando.
Oh, ouch.
Redondo looking for it. Oh.
Oh. I believe for just a moment.
Yeah, anything Vikings can give us, I'm grabbing onto. Only finding
Still
5 here. Yeah, for sure. It's their map pick for a reason, but Hitman started on T side. Maybe Vikings has something up their sleeves for their T side.
Honestly, Vikings have a pretty darn strong T side. I know playing against them in the regular season, we definitely were struggling on our Ancient when we played them. we did end up giving it up, and we gave it up to a T-side comeback from them. We actually sort of dookied on them in that first half. Made it look kind of T-sided when we played against them. It was an interesting one. And now, well, right now, though, the Hitmen are really dooking on the Vikings, and the Vikings are doing the classic. Just run an A exec for pistol. It works every time, some of the time. Okay, flash in. Great flash. Lum is so blind, and Lum has been cleared out. Good entry from Redondo through the smoke. Redondo has a double. Coming alive. Ancient A is his sight. Bomb can go down, but Traditions has one back. And now it's just all about the Vikings getting into good crossfires, getting into good post plants, and winning the fights just like they have done.
Yeah, it should feel good picking up the pistol here.
Definitely.
Bring it back close. They can pick up the 1 to 2 next rounds, depending on what Hitmen elect to do with their economy. Looks like they're just going to full save and try to get guns out next round. Oh, Tradition's finding a headshot.
No, not another USP round like this. Anything but this. Anything but this. J-Man has another. Redondo. Gonna bring us back to some semblance of reality and start to plant that. Kando's faced the smoke, though, and caught Oma with his back turned. Redondo has to 1v2. Dinked down at Kando! You're right. What can Do not do?
My goodness. The 2v1, no armor with the USP? Oh my. Vikings have to be kicking themselves. Letting that one slip away. Oh.
I'm speechless. I thought, surely, USP with no armor versus an AK with armor. The AK wins, right?
Not against Kando.
Okay, but this is at a full strat coming through, a good mid take. Something that I think the Hitmen didn't really have coming into this one. They struggled a little bit taking mid, but they could take literally any other part of the map just fine. Gangsta up close, and you don't want to walk into Kando any day of the week. Gets fragged down, and Kando's even out of there.
Especially on a day like he's having today.
Yeah. There's been zero B presence. I'm surprised that the Hitmen haven't played forward at all to try to sort of figure this out and rotate the stack. They're stuck up close. Lum getting run down, but Redondo whiffs it on the spray. Machi at least has one back, but a lot more work needs to be done. They've crept up into Red Room. Donut. Now they're going to turn around and just in time to deal with the window player.
Machi and Alex. See what they could find.
They've got smokes to run into this one.
They'll have the sight, but...
Oh, good frag from Machi. Alex dropped and Sabrina drops the GG spray. It's a little bit too fitting here as this round seems to be over. Machi just gonna stick to plant. Okay, okay. They get 2 instant frags, it's possible, but they'll get none of the sort.
Yeah, Vikings throwing out everything. Throwing out the force buy. They'll be on little to nothing here. But let's see what they elect to do. They keep trying to find a foothold or say, hey, let's try some of this magic that the Hitmen have with the full save. See what we can do.
Yeah. You know, I think if the Vikings just, win a couple rounds with only Glocks, they might have a chance in this one.
Might have a chance. But Glocks feel pretty good if you can get into that B site, get up close.
That's true. Hacker Haven, a team that I think could be considered one of the favorites to win it all, is a team that my squad played up against, and we won off of a pivotal B rush using Tech 9s and a P250. And we double entried with a P250 straight onto the B site. Like, pistols are dangerous there. And I think they're gonna rush B. Yeah, the fast short smoke and flash it should be, as they're just sprinting up towards cave.
Yeah, the cave molly missing. They're already in there.
Oh, but J-Man's done good to get a kill and escape.
J-Man for the eco ace.
Eco ace. Let's go.
Those always feel good.
And he's got that knife gloves combo too.
Yeah, I was just noticing that. Little
Damn.
Skin buff going on.
I'm jealous.
Finally get our first full gun round on the Vikings T side. See what they can do. Not USPs, so they might have a chance in this one.
That's true. They have lost every round that they have guns and the Hitmen have USPs. Just one, but it's still crazy that it happened.
Quiet. All gathered around here for the B site, ready for the hit to come in. Flashes, smokes on long and short.
Oh, this is a really good exec. The thing is that Cubby players smoked out the molly, so they're gonna just have to sort of spam them down through it. Everything looking clear as Sabrina runs through, gets shot down, but they still haven't cleared Cubby. J-Man's still alive here in this corner. And
Could be asking, is this your smoke?
Yeah, multiple backs turned. How could they not realize the Cubby smoke? That was there because of the molly. That was there because the player's there. And now off that double kill, they're at a disadvantage. They've got to get some frags, and they've got to find him fast. Alex at least has one, a good headshot of molly, and he's going to push forward through it. Redondo's going to come out cave, and it's into a 1v1. Oma versus J-Man. Oma runs through the molly, full aggression from the fragging in-game leader.
That's the heroics we've been looking for.
Yeah, 17 and 13 on Oma. A player in the regular season who's had what, like a 0.97 or so rating, just sort of average the whole way through. But they're above average when it comes to this ancient game. Oh, mid take, flashes, and they cancel it. Double mollies, they decide not to go through. Instead, that means that we have 5 players over towards A, and only one to receive. The 2 walking in mid means that Donut's entirely open, and Traditions only has an op to try to stop this.
It's looking deep. So should have the info early. But Kando finding 2. The back.
That hurts. That hurts to get flanked on like this. Kando, yeah, with the flash, they escape too. Kando just the ultimate ninja, slips into the back lines, assassinates 2 of them. Maybe not even a ninja, perhaps a hitman, one might say.
Coming over towards the B site. See what they can find. J-Man to be tested here. In what? Finding both.
Yeah. Good 2K. Entirely passed the test. Scooped up an AK. And now the Hitmen, they just need to close it out. And luckily, unlike in the season 6, I believe, grand finals, they are not out here playing up against They're not on CT, or not on T side, excuse me. That crazy comeback happened on the opposite side. Shout out to Zyra and Mikey and Cyber and all that gang. That was when Casual Heroes was a franchise, and there was a team called the Zoomers that made the crazy comeback. No Zoomers here in the server. It's all just Vikings, and they're getting massacred a little bit. Kando finally goes down, but not before getting one with their trusty USP.
She's throwing out the Glock flash, but taken out. Hitmen onto 15 with 7 chances to close it out. 8 chances. Oh, the math.
All right. Another mid-take, all the util coming out, but the players are late and already mollied off. The good thing is that none of these CTs are actually fighting. The bad thing, the Gangsta dies in a molly in B. Has the opening though, so it's a 4-on-4. Rotates have been pulled and the top mid player killed as well. Advantage for the Vikings. And I'll be honest, I don't think that the Vikings should really be even too focused on winning this. They just have to take it round by round, start to build confidence back up. Whether it be for a comeback or whether it be for the next map, they're going to need it either way.
Yeah, there's a reason these games don't end till one team reaches 16. It's because it's not over till then. So Vikings just build back in, take it a round at a time, and see where it gets them.
All right. I like how that they just take their time here. I like them getting another frag on Sabrina being aggressive. And I'm sure that I would like to see them close this round out with confidence. But it's a little bit scary that they're fighting forwards. I was going to say, if they peek wide into Kando, that could spell disaster, but they're just going to chill in long in cave. And this round is theirs, Vikings. They post another on T.
Keeping 4 up. They can challenge this CT economy that they've got going. Oh, no, we look. Oh, and we're back. Keeping 4 up, building into this one round at a time. 7 more to find to force overtime.
Yeah, this would be one heck of a comeback if they forced overtime. I will not start believing until they get up to like 12 rounds, and even then, it's a daunting task against an ancient CT side. The one good thing is that if they win this next round, I guess, well, actually, they might have to win 2 in a row to even break the economy. This time, the Hitmen are actually fighting in mid, and Kando's got a double because, of course, classic Kando.
I don't think he likes to leave his name alone on the scoreboard.
Yeah. You always got to get more than one. Machi and Window might actually have a timing on Delum, who's not looking that way. But they've gone into cave instead, and J-Man's playing the close off angle. I think J-Man will just shut him down. Yep. Another player, another piece of the puzzle falls, and a 2v5 clutch, or we go to map 3. Map 3 is, of course, the pick of the Hitmen, and that will be Vertigo. One that I know the Vikings are not afraid to play, but they can't be afraid. They have to be confident coming into this next one, because this is a confident victory for the Hitmen. 16-8, Kando with 30 frags, and they shut down the Vikings in map 1. And we are back. The customary knife round, of course, has to be played out, but this is map 2. This is the pick of the Hitmen, so the Vikings are going to get to select their side. We jump into this one. The Vikings, they struggled and actually ended up dropping that first game up against the Hitmen, losing it 16-8. It was a bit of a rough one. My name is Fuffy. Joining me here on the cast is Jawa. Jawa, I got to say, after a very rough first map, it's not looking great. What would you put the odds are for this one, that the Vikings can come back and bring it to them on Vertigo?
Well, Vikings get to start on the CT side here, so they might have it easy to do if they can stop the Hitman's T round. So I give them a good shot, maybe 40-60.
Okay.
Seeing if they can curb Kando, really.
Yeah. Fun fact, the Vikings actually used to play this map during the beginning of the season, but then they stopped and decided to swap it out for a different map. And so they've definitely got practice on this one. This isn't just a Hitmen punish pick. This is a Hitmen comfort pick, a map that they must really enjoy, given that they've picked it into this. Redondo is completely surrounded, hasn't gotten a single frag, but his teammates have. But now those teammates will fall as well. The site, though, has all of these rotates instantly here. Machi has a frag onto J-Man. Excuse me. And these last two players are super, super lit.
Yeah. Looks like they could pick up the pistol round here and get their CT side going really well.
Yeah. That was looking a little bit worrying when Redondo was just spraying and praying that USP. But their teammates came in to clean it on up. And the Vikings
pulled it on out.
Yeah, they get a clean win here. That pistol round, if it can lead into some rounds, if it can lead into some confidence, as long as they don't get Glock ecoed, then I think they're in a pretty decent spot here on map 2 to potentially bring us to a third.
Trade 1-for-1 in mid. But Oma finding 3 with the spray.
With the FAMAS.
Tradition's here to find it on the B side, but Gangsta shuts him down.
Yeah, good work. Good hold. Good triple spray down from Oma. I'm usually a FAMAS hater, but that one felt pretty good.
It has to feel good coming off of what was a lackluster showing on Ancient and getting straight into 2. Try to pick up this.
Yeah. It's all about how this gun round goes, though. The guns come out and the Hitmen just get to winning ways immediately. It'll be scary, but instead Machi, a good aggressive peek, the 3A setup, and they've taken ramp control. They might not know it. They might not confirm it. There are actually no T's pushed past that deep ramp smoke. They're going to go ahead and boost up to look on over, and Sabrina might walk forward. They might even walk to their doom if they don't clear it. That's a big if, though.
Huge nade over on the B stairs.
Oh, yeah. Kando and Lum eat it up. That's so much damage. But Redondo getting swung on. Good flick for the headshot, but traded out real quick.
J-Man taking a tick. Oma coming in with Alex. Seeing J-Man there.
Awesome, but doesn't get the kill. Alex
finding it.
Yeah, Sabrina on the other hand.
Left to dig out here.
Kando got one and good trade. Sabrina there to clean it up.
Yeah, the 1-2 duo of Kando and Sabrina finding the win for Hitman here on their T side. But that was just the bonus.
Was just the bonus. But now they want to secure their economy, so they've just got pistols.
Tradition's finding deep purchase into this B site.
Oh,
2 here stuck out. Gangsta hanging out at Jin. J-Man finding Oma in mid. Looks like it's all left on to Alex and Machi with the pistols. much, but Sabrina jumping around the corner, finding Machi, and all left is 34 HP and a dream on Alex, but will not find it. 2-2, bringing us even into the first foolish gun round. Sabrina
Foolish
on the Mac 10, but
they'll call a timeout here. They've got to sort of figure out what exactly their plans are. Hitmen just seem to be the dream crushers right now. No matter what these Vikings can pull out, they just immediately get slapped back down. You got a good pistol round? Okay, sure. Now taste the wrath of these Mac 10s.
yeah, looks like guns coming out for Vikings. See what their setup is.
Yeah,
Looks
do you
like
think
they've been playing.
really an adaptation that Vikings need to make for their setup?
I think they need to get some more information. They had a good ramp take, denying information and getting a kill on the ramp early on that A site. But this B site looks like they're giving up a lot of room to Hitmen. Tradition's just getting way up here again.
Yeah, it seems like they either need sort of both of those pieces of information. If they only have one of them, it's still really awkward because Hitmen can just find the other end, abuse it. Traditions. That's a nasty one on that one tap. Redondo rotates in with the FAMAS, but all of their teammates dying around them. Good frag, but now they have two angles to worry about. This mid flank coming through as well, and Redondo, the only one alive for their team, as they're just being circumvented and the bomb's going A.
Again, I don't know if they need to move to a 2-1-2, maybe shoring up this B site and maybe giving a little bit on the A site, but something needs to change. They're giving up so much space to Traditions over here on steps, and he's just finding them, digging out that B solo player and really making it hard for Vikings to feel comfortable. And but let's see. Looks like they're gonna stack over towards this B site, saying no more. We have pistols. See if we can find one. Tradition's trying to get his hand stuck in the cookie jar or something, but looks like it's Lum to find some information here, but may find more than what they're bargaining for. But Metallic's finding one over in yellow, coming away with the op. This could get awkward real quick.
This could get real awkward.
Lum could look in the wrong way. It's looks like it might be Vikings' turn to find the eco. But I say that
especially because Alex has an off
soon, but it looks like they're doing.
Oh.
Sabrina left on the 2-on-1. Been in this situation before. They have a 50-50 shot of finding the site that's nobody's on. See if they pick right. Doesn't look like it. But maybe these CTs could get antsy and start looking and second-guessing themselves. Sabrina up the ramp. Looking off the right side. Should let them get bombed down. Gangsta swinging and finding and pulling out the eco round for Vikings.
Yeah,
Gosh.
that is massive. If this doesn't kick them into overdrive, if this doesn't get their hopes up, I don't know what will. Alex was huge with that scavenged op, picking off two of the players there in mid. And this puts their economy in a really good spot, as now they carry two guns over, they get the win bonus, and now they buy up even with extra cash in the bank.
See if they can string some rounds together, really start making Hitman sweat. Not have it all easy with everything they'd like and more with their economy. Again, with the aggressive ramp for their CT side. And still playing super passive over towards that B site, but doesn't look like anybody's over there looking for information. But finding two in mid. Just ripping the hearts out of Vikings again. Sabrina clearing Machi out of there with a headshot. Goodness. Hitman really acting like that. Your first teenage love, always being the heartbreak.
Ooh. Yeah, this is not a good one. They showed up. They showed up to lunchtime. They asked them behind the playground, and the response has been a resounding no so far. The Hitmen not letting the Vikings get anything going. Even after they win a cool eco round, they're immediately shut back down.
What? They've won a round with less, so not counting them out in this one. A little back and forth. Oma pushed up again. Will they be cleared? They finally did some B aggression, but found out again. Machi finding one, though. Finding a gun. Be another hero. The 2-on-2? Something?
Yeah, this is another one that looks possible.
Tradition's searching for this.
Sabrina has the frag and Traditions has the flank on lock. It looked possible, but of course, Hitmen, they make it work again. They continue this streak. At least because the Vikings won an eco round in the past, it means that now again their eco's in a decent space to buy up. I'm gonna go ahead and purchase into this one, get these rifles on board. Gonna go ahead and, well, hopefully be able to get some more map control. Another deep A smoke. It looks like A control has sort of been a benefit afforded to them. The issue has really been when it comes to mid and B where they struggle.
Yeah. When you only have one guarding both of those sites, it's so easy to quickly, for it to all go wrong. Again, Oma has to give up all this space. But Oma finds one. And two.
Ooh.
This is new and has to be very well welcomed by the Vikings. Finally putting up a resistance there in mid from Oma. Sabrina lurking up this A ramp, but Alex ready for it. Oh, maybe not.
Flash. Kando's up close, and Kando instant headshot. This is a rough spot here. Smoke goes down. There's a gap on it. Okay, Alex has something back. They have some hope and have a molly that slowed down the bomb plant. And Kando's actually only tapped. Faking it out. They'll realize this is a fake now, and this is the true commit. Oma wants a wallbang. Not going to come through. This is a clutch. They cannot give up. They cannot let the Kando magic happen again. Alex stuck on the edge of the flames. Still alive, though. Now it's go time. Now they got to push forward, and Oma, a good off opening. It's only Kando left up alive. Such low HP. There should be no way in heck that they get this clutch, and Alex will confirm it. Vikings put a fourth on the board.
I gasping after turning away from Kando. I know he's on 2 HP, but seen him do more with less. But they end up getting out of it with 3. See if they can finally string together 2. Haven't seen it yet, but feel really good. Oma can challenge again. Huge nade onto B ramp. Lum already into white box. Now they're trading it out. Window. Up close. Could find Oma in the back. Does, but Machi finds Kando in the back. Trade's going well, but seem to favor the T side here.
Yeah. These trades get into a rough retake, but Alex has gotten that one. And I mean, they've won retakes before. They got that one on the A site. Now they have to do it again on to B. Coming up close, Sabrina and J-Man are the two to play spoiler. Sabrina here
softens up.
Hot with a nade out. This is a little bit awkward. J-Man's pushed up forward, but the spray misses, but Nachi is sticking it within the smoke. Vikings tie it up 5-5 because
still
Machi
unable to find him. Gets out.
Machi was above on the higher level, and that's why they couldn't spray him.
Oh my. Stealing around to finally put 2 in a row. Has to feel really good for Vikings. There's some heroics starting to show through for Vikings. First with the eco win, and now with the ninja defuse. Should be getting their hopes up or feeling good on their side. But back into it. See if they can continue these heroics into round 11.
Go up close to Kando. Another flick. Kando's been so good at getting entries here on side hall.
Molly missing. Into the 3v5. Bammed through. See if Oma can find.
I feel like they need to save again. Even though it sucks for them to have to do. I think, you know, maybe you could play exits, but you definitely cannot play into this one and give up guns. But they're going to realize it, and they're going to start pushing forwards. Kando feeling a little adventurous.
Yeah, they start hightailing it over to the B side.
They might get hunted down again.
Terrorists win.
Looks like they'll be able to get away. Redondo by the skin of their teeth. Should be able to have something going in. Yeah, Alex and Machi down on a FAMAS and an MP9, but he can fight into the next one.
Yes, indeed.
I like the aggressiveness on both sides. I don't know if that's...
I think sort of they give up some mid presence, but it's okay because they get so much A and B info. The rough part is that they lose a player and they lose a second. Traditions, double entry. Up here onto B stairs, and there's still Kando waiting up close. One on the spray down, traded out. Alex grabs that gun, but they don't realize another player was up so close. Traditions a third. They've taken B single-handedly, and Alex has to 1v2.
It looks so good, but Oma kind of caught out there on an island by themselves without their teammate electing not to wait for the rotate. Traditions up close. Will Alex be expecting this? He will. Into the 1v1 with Sabrina, and he finds both.
Oh, Alex!
Vikings are not ready to go home. They're pulling out these rounds.
They don't want to go quietly into this good night. They want to keep fighting forward. Alex up to 11 frags. Now they're besides Oma. They were the two really popping off in that first map as well when we were playing, watching them on Ancient. Yes, they struggled. They got shut down there, but maybe they bring it back here on Verdi.
Is this a Hitman timeout? I don't know what they're discussing, saying, hey, what's going on? Well, let's try to get a few more here. But I do like the change that Vikings have brought in, getting that info and kind of giving up mid, but you can't plant in mid. They have to come to those sites. So
exactly.
But heavy steps towards A ramp early. trotting around this yellow hall. Oh, Kando finding one through the smoke, ripping the heart out of Machi there. Gathering up here towards Fork and walking up the ramp. Ready to test Oma and McTalix here on the A site.
Hey, if those are the two players that you want to get tested, though, these are the two that have been hot so far into this one. We'll see, perhaps they can try to get them deep. Smoke coming in for Elevator. Two, in fact, as they begin to come up forward. Alex has fought out through it, but is now forced to drop back. Oma still up here on headshot. Still might have something to say about this. As the bomb starts to get planted, they jump up and are slapped down by Traditions. Kando as well with another frag, and Alex and Redondo. This again, really an unwinnable retake, and they decide to back off.
Again, with the back-to-back rounds going the way of each team. Really favors the T side here, but a fight that they're putting up, and hope they can end it high on the round with these two saved over guns. Won't have a great buy in the next round, but more heroics may need to come out. CT's electing not to force. They won't have a great buy next round with those three saved players.
Yeah. This is really not a great spot to be in if you're a Vikings fan, especially given that they decided to start here on CT side. That's a good pick to get, though. The issue is that Sabrina's gotten one back on the player that's pushed down A ramp. Oma's still there with their pistol to look for something, but decides to back off. In the meanwhile, Gangsta has tucked into sandbags. This could be a dangerous spot, but I think Sabrina is very, very aware. Might have just spotted a shadow on the cross by and has a spray down. A site open for the taking. Vikings are scratching their heads as this map starts to come to a close. The Hitmen have begun to bring it back.
Looks like Hitman will go on to 8 and win the half. Going all into the last round, seeing if Vikings can close that distance to 1 next round. But they are running far, far away, trying to get out with 2. There will be money to drop over these guns, so they're not in as bad of a situation as I had thought. These 2 guns coming into next round.
True, true.
But Traditions to find.
Terrorists win.
He gets the AK.
Okay.
Wow.
That's something. Any shred of hope that they can have left, that's something.
Only having to go down to the 1 FAMAS, so yeah, pretty good buy coming out. Oma to be tested. With a nade in their hand, won't.
Oh. That's rough. Oma, I was going to say, hasn't been able to get an op at all.
They just hit it 1 round and they found 2 in mid.
Yeah.
We're able to find it.
The op can work. The problem is the economy's just not there. Luckily, their teammates are here to try to pick up the pieces. Redondo picks that one up onto Traditions. Now Gangsta comes in to hold the jump up cross. They've still got 2 players over towards A as well. A really solid setup for the Vikings to at least make this a 7-8 half on the close.
Sabrina looking around the smoke, seeing what they can find. Looks like they're going to head over towards the B site. But Gangsta's here already on the... But Sabrina clears them out, whiffing the spray. Will Redondo be able to find Sabrina again? Taking the words out of my mouth and clearing all of these people off the B site into the 2v2.
All right, well, this is most definitely possible. Flash comes over. Sabrina's stuck here on default, and J-Man's up close. They're going to molly Sabrina out, win that fight, but do they expect the close player? J-Man swings onto one, continues to be aggressive, and Machi's on such low HP, has to get an instant headshot, but it's instant from J-Man.
Man, Hitmen finding the 2-on-4. Really splitting the map into the 2-on-2, 2v2s. And just winning them.
A back-breaking clutch there. Vikings, that does not feel good to go up against.
Especially going into the last round. You really have to clear your mind coming into this new side. Hoping they can get something going on their T side. But looking for the pistol. Four armors. A flash into smoke. Could be looking for something fast. Looks like it's going to be something fast towards the B site.
Yeah, just to run it on up full speed. A good HE and a good headshot from Lum. Lum, a second one. They're doing all the work, and now Sabrina can activate. Lum peeks for more. Sabrina and Lum together. Don't even let him get up the top of the stairs.
Wow, what a hold. I'm taking notes.
Yeah, there's a good bit even just to learn from this game.
Sabrina onto the Nova. Really try to farm up some cash. Should have many targets to find here. That printer printing out 900 per kill.
Yeah.
But won't find any.
Nothing to be found here.
Kando up close with the MP9, rips the head off a gangsta. And Redondo with the Nova runs into Tradition's scat.
Yeah, this is at this point now, I think they should call a timeout. They just need a breather. They need something. The Vikings, either someone comes alive here, something crazy happens, or I think they just bow out.
I mean, half their rounds on their CT side were heroics by 1 to 2 players. Pray and seeing what they can get. But they'll have to get through this scout and Sabrina on the B site.
Sabrina's got a molly to stall him. They've rushed up close. Gangsta here. Machi actually the one to get the kill. Bomb can go down, and Alex is coming to mid.
Another nade kill.
Oh yeah, this bonus round, I think it's going to go the way of the Vikings. They're going to get this one back, and now it's just all about how they fare against the full rifles that either next round, or if the Hitmen play it conservatively in 2 rounds, they'll have full rifles out. I think that'll really tell us what kind of game we're getting, what kind of second half we're getting in this one.
Looks like there will at least be 1 AK brought into the next round for the Hitman. As I say that, we have 3 bounding around down here, but don't elect to keep going. Just say, we'll take our guns, you can have yours. See you next round. Jumping straight in. It feels like this is a fever dream of rounds after rounds after round. No pauses coming in. Traditions on the 1 AK with some deagles and a USP. Hope they learned their lesson from
yeah.
Ancient and said,
Hopefully. And hopefully they can avoid traditions, because it's a little bit terrifying. Okay, traded him out. Kando only with the deagle. But it's Kando. And that's contact and a fall back. A ramp is taken. That AK could maybe be scavenged if a brave player decides to run up to it. It looks like they will. Kando's going to go ahead and go for it. Jiggle side hall to clear. They can now clear down ramp and pick up the AK. And now they just have to figure out that it's B. They have to rotate real quick, get on over there to help out Lum. And if they do so, they've still got a good shot at winning this round.
they got to get on their giddy up before this full rotate, and you're facing the 4 pistols.
Oh,
Machi's stopping the rotate.
Yeah. Now up top.
Into the back.
Raise down. Yeah, 3. 2 of them in the back there. Great work from Machi.
Stopping Kando before they can even get started. Vikings can breathe for a second, but we'll be on to the full buy from Hitman. And like you said, see, this will be really telling what kind of half Vikings could have here. Machi making tons of noise coming up the ramp. Will telegraph that there's presence here. Doing their due diligence at sandbags, making sure that they can't get shot in the back.
Yeah, just be safe. Spray it all down. Clear it all out. Make sure nobody can be up close there. Scary part is the noise that they've made has drawn a 3rd player over towards A. And they don't have a lurker or any kind of presence anywhere else, so they're just going to back up.
But no hunting has gone on the Hitman side over towards that B site. Smoke going down.
Kando can just deny all this. Kando has the info. Kando has the info and should even have the frag on a Redondo. Yes, they know it's B now.
Yeah. Lum ready to be tested. Here at headshot. Molly coming in towards her position. Finding the kill onto Machi on the stairs. 2 here at Jin.
Flash going over. It's all on the fight. And Oma wins out that first one. They're able to run up and run across. Bomb can get planted. And Molly can stop Kando from continuing that peak. They're over on default. A bunch of nades raining all around.
Will all be coming in from the CT side. No lurk.
Oh, but good frag from J-Man. 1 in the side. They realize one's probably in the smoke, probably there. They get a tag, they get a kill, and they kill them all. Hitmen, they win that retake. Great work there from J-Man. Coming in on it with the 2-piece. Everybody pitching in for that one. And the Viking comeback is... Well, the attempt at a comeback is stopped short at 2 rounds, as now we're back into a back-on-4th, as this game has been the entire time. It's just leaned a little bit more in the Hitmen's favor. But we'll see now. The Vikings have the buyback. Oma has the op.
See what they can find here on the ramp.
Yeah.
Spotting a toes over on... top ramp. See, this game is really on the edge. Hitman, Vikings can really dig these rounds out. They could really start stringing them together. Getting 2 at a time. Slow and methodical. In the man advantage. Gangsta peeking over, seeing what they can find. Alex still in his default with 55 seconds left to go. Oma prodding, staring at top ramp, seeing if anybody gets curious. Looks like they will stick to their fundamentals. Almost finding Kando on the side hall, speeding it up the ramp.
Speeding it up and beating their way to their deaths. Traditions and Sabrina are both ready on the receive, getting those kills and stopping the push in its tracks. Oma has a smoke to cover, and Gangsta has a kill. That's big. Now Oma can get up and try to plant this bomb. The thing is, Gangsta just has to be huge on this coverage. Oh, spots ahead up and over top. Doesn't want to get too aggressive. As he backs up, he goes down, and it's a 1v1. Op v Op, Oma v Traditions, and Oma sinks the shot. Vikings bounce back. After losing that round, they still keep the guns into this one, and they still maintain an op. And it's only a 3-round difference.
Have a chance to clean up and get to it onto double digits here on the lackluster buy from Hitman. A fast round up towards B. Gangsta taking out Lum. They should know that's normally all that's here. Redondo going deep, trying to stop this before it can even get started. But Kando finding 2 again.
Ooh. Big in that. Kando with a 5-7 Kando! No. Kando,
Yeah, you've earned it.
By a body after, like, Kando. That's a 4K. It's a 5-7. I spaced out for a moment. I was like, okay, frags back and forth, everything's normal. Wait, Kando. Wait, what the
Yeah. I think everybody at home's thinking the same thing.
How did he do it?
Goodness, if you're ever up against Kando, don't bet against him.
Just like, just don't. That's what I've learned. Just don't. Kando's just better.
Will Vikings be able to put that in the back of their minds and move forward? I can barely put it in the back of my mind to move into the next round, and I have nothing riding on this.
Yeah, this is that hurt to watch.
Every time you start believing in Vikings, just something like that just happens to them. It just might not be their day, but I'm sure they will not go quietly. They got 4 Glocks. Let's see if they can get their own little heroics going into this. J-Man to be challenged by 4.
1.
Only finds 1.
Yeah, it was a little awkward. I had trouble tracking Machi as they ran forward. So a good trade, a good pickup. Alex on 20 and 15 is the one to grab that M4. Kando has an M4 of their own. Grabs 2 kills back, and Alex with the smoke can't even get it naded down. Only Oma, the IGL, wants to maybe slip into B for a plant, but gonna get denied. Hitmen up to 14. Every time Vikings get something, Hitmen get it right back.
Yeah, it's starting to look grim. They have it all to do in front of them. 19-14. Another fast round. Maybe. No. Side against it. Redondo finding the opening onto J-Man in mid.
That's good.
Screaming into mid, but Sabrina, the next test, getting antsy, seeing what they can find. Did they spot each other? Redondo seems to think something's up.
Yeah.
And Metallic's ripping off Sabrina's head.
It's good openings. When the Vikings get the openings, usually they're able to win the round out. I say usually because we've seen some crazy retakes, some crazy comebacks, and a crazy spray from Kando. The final bullet is through the wall into the head. Lum has 1, but not ready for Gangsta up close, who can go ahead and punch the digits in, get this bomb down. But it's a 2v2, and it's Kando and Traditions on the other side. This is not going to be easy for the Vikings.
Yeah. Kando to find the first.
Listen up.
Traditions. Putting the Hitmen onto 15. And rushing the Vikings' dreams of not winning this one cleanly without overtime.
Yeah, really just the Vikings seem to really have nothing that they can do now, just trying to give it their all, but it hurts.
I'd like him at least to put up double digits. Let's see if we can get there.
We'll see.
Start a comeback.
Yeah. Well, it's a good start to get an opening frag for this comeback. Because now they go up into A. I like the pace, and I like the additional kill from Machi. They're using the op to good effect. The issue is that Kando is still alive in the side of the site. Finally, Redondo gets him down. Kando, the one looking likely to be the MVP of Challenger. Redondo was actually the MVP last season of the Challenger tier. This season, though, not looking as hot. And his team's struggling a little bit up against these high-seeded players of the Hitmen.
For Vikings' sake, hopefully none of Kando's magic has rubbed off.
Oh, no. Okay, Redondo. Redondo cleans it up. You were right. Hopefully none of the Kando magic transfers into Lum magic. It almost looked like it did.
Maybe some buffering going on in the transfer, but Vikings able to find their 10th and on to double digits. I think we're talking about here, saying, hey, it's only 5 more rounds. We got this. Let's take it on to the decider of Nuke.
Yeah,
give the people at home one more map and some more action here on a jam-packed Thursday night of CFC playoffs.
Yeah, we've got so much going on here. So many playoffs matches happening.
Again with the fast mid take.
Yeah, I like the speed. Vikings are saying, if we're already down this much, no need to be afraid, no need to act afraid, just keep going up forward and molly out J-Man's position. J-Man drops a smoke on it.
Hopefully they realize that was his smoke.
Yeah, they definitely do. They're spamming, but he somehow flashes and runs away around the corner. I don't know how J-Man lived that.
Well, J-Man looking like the turkey next Thursday, getting pardoned by the president, and you get out. Kando on this rotate. If they can dig Kando out, they have a chance. But with Kando up, I just don't know how Vikings can do it.
Honestly, I don't know.
But maybe Gangsta?
But maybe Gangsta. Gangsta is definitely a fragger in their own like Gangsta and Redondo. Last season for the Vikings were the 2 fraggers. This season they bring in Alex as well to just provide even more value to face up against a tier that's become more and more stacked because now players like Kando and Traditions exist. Star-studded lineups like this Hitmen one exist. And the Vikings, well, they've got to step up to that level. They've got to do it for 4 more rounds if they want even a hope of winning this map. And remember, if they win this one, then we just go to map 3, and they have to win this one through overtime as well.
Giving it a good chance. Machi again finding that opening in mid. Test side hall. But Kando digging it out on the 5-7. Traditions finding another one on the Machi.
Okay. Perhaps this comeback will come through. Perhaps they've got fight left in them. Because Redondo's got a good kill. Straight onto that Ellie player. And the last one in Lum with the USP shouldn't be able to do anything here. This should be a 12th for the Vikings. And then it'll be guns out for the Hitman. And then it'll be all pressure on. All hands on deck to try to get this one. They're dropping util. They're dropping everything. Like, no, we don't even want a chance that Lum will bring some crazy clutch into this one. And I don't think he's really got a chance. Redondo wants to go for the fight, gets damage, can still definitely survive the bomb here. Lum will back away as well. Save absolutely nothing, but not give the T's any of that kill reward. So, we continue here up against match point. We see the Hitmen get a bye.
Vikings on to 12.
41S's across the board. No op yet, though.
Really see if they can continue getting that mid presence, getting a pick onto J-Man. He's been giving them up early as of late, but seems like this could be a slower round coming out of Vikings.
Yeah.
J-Man here on bridge with 3 about to round the corner. And again, J-Man giving it over into the 4v5.
Yeah,
Vikings have finally found something that's worked.
Yeah, they found a pain point here to just push and push towards mid. Get all of this control and creep up. Traditions is still there, but Oma, great work on the sniper. Lum's at least gotten one back. Here onto B, wants to deny the B split here. Has 2 frags before they finally go down. Luckily for the Vikings, Lum was the only one with such heroics. Kando able to be shut out of this round. Sabrina all the way on the other side of the map. And that's 13-15, and it should be another save. So I think we're going to see a bye coming up in round 30. And if the Vikings win that gun round, we head to OT.
With the way it's looking, this is possible. Vikings finally finding some magic and some foothold into this game. Started a little late, but let's not let it end early.
Yeah.
Three saved. Money for the rest of the game for Vikings. And Hitman on the save. With Sabrina, the lone M4. The single nade on the lump. I think that's headed towards stairs. But Tradition's finally saying, no, we're not letting you get any more mid takes. Machi, your fun stops now.
Yeah, the party's over. And Traditions is here. A nice dig kill there. And it leaves the Vikings in an awkward spot. They probably just want to group up for an exec, but you don't want to walk into a site that's stacked. And that's the scary part. These pistols are very mobile. Could definitely stack anywhere on the map, but that opening brings it back into a 4-on-4 and gives the Vikings some more wiggle room. Rotate's coming over towards B, but Bomb just going to be scooped up. And it looks like they're planning to head in that direction. Still not decided, though. And yeah, now they just dip out. They've got a minute to play this.
Redondo finding 2 more in mid. There's
a good spray down.
Dumping all these rifles away, making sure that they have to do it all fairly with their own money next round. It's just Lum left to find to push us to round 30.
Yeah, round 30 is going to be the final gun round, and it's going to decide whether we get OT or no T. I will not apologize for my puns. As Lum
I've had a few.
Probably just wants an exit kill. Ooh, gets a free molly. I'll take that.
Little $600 dues.
Oh, yeah.
Saved.
Stonks right there.
Yeah. And he's been finding some great purchase with his util over on the B site, so I have to see what he can do.
Terrorists win.
All right, round 30, we get into it. We get the guns out finally. Traditions and Lum both opting for ops. This is the adaptation that they think will close the game out in regulation. Glass broken, mid take coming through. Looks like a mid and A default. As they're just going to slow this down. Opper over on B playing passive so they won't realize that that part of the map has been given up. Redondo the first on the creep forward at mid, and there are two players waiting on this. One all the way back towards the elevator side, and one here at jump up holding for the boost. Redondo jiggles and clears on his own, but Traditions is holding it. Now they're going to boost. This boost was what was being held for so long. But now they finally drop it. It's been cleared. The Molly can come out. Molly's deep. All of this gets cleared off. A good flash through, and Traditions has to back up. A warning shot fired, but not going to connect. Flashes themselves in and tags up Redondo. Not a kill yet, but they want to go for even more. They definitely don't want to let this go to OT. They are swinging and swinging for the fences.
Finally getting it full mid control with the spokes, but it's going to be a fight into either side that they want to go.
Oh,
Traditions finding the kill onto Redondo.
J-Man's so ready for the Oma walk-up too, but Oma has the shot quicker. Lum in the back of the site. Oma wants that quickscope. Another one misses, and Oma's teammate drops. Now he gets it, and Gangsta's got the frag into the site. Bomb can get planted, and it's a 2-on-2. Sabrina and Kando to try to close things out here. Kando walking up the stairs, looking for a fight, while Sabrina's going to draw some attention. The Molotov whiffs, and this is where things get shaky. Shaky hands and a shaky shot. Oma whiffs it, but still stays alive here on Jenny. A Molly to delay even more, and Gangsta's headshot Kando. This is looking likely for an OT as Oma shuts him out.
And we get it.
15-15.
The heroics coming out from Vikings. Really keeping their mental strong in their T side. Bringing it back to force us to overtime. I will say, you said they needed to get to 12. I was a believer from the beginning.
All right. I'll just believe you there then. I don't think I would have taken the odds that this goes to OT, but I'm definitely happy that it has. Makes things more exciting for all of us.
Not a believer in the content.
Do it for the content.
Yeah. What? See, if they come back out. Sabrina on the FAMAS in OT, maybe not knowing or missed by or really liking the FAMAS, but
Hey, some people are just FAMAS enjoyers.
yeah, I won't yuck their yum if that's the case. Machi, again. Giving it to him in mid. Vikings finding something that really works and sticking to it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what you got to do. Once you find that adaptation, once you find that point to press, that button, that victory button, you might as well keep doing it. Now up close, though, in Kando. Oh, I was going to say, if Kando doubled up there, that got scary, but a good trade out. And Lum, it's OT. You got some cash. You might as well consider this one. At least go for some exits. If you get enough frags and the T's lose some rounds, you could take the op away, but I doubt that they'll be able to win this one out. Jiggled up close, peeks into two players, and op down by Oma.
If If Oma could find their first shots, this would be a lot more convincing, but able to clean it up in the end. All right, Sabrina rightfully back into the A1S.
Yeah. Fair one. Fair choice to go for that. Really the option that just makes the most sense, you know?
Well, if it's on the house, might as well. But Tradition's ready for the jump up boost in mid. Hando here to support. Looks like that bomb maybe is slinking its way back in, finding a new place down the ladder. Ready to test this A defense of Hitmen. No sound made of yet.
Yeah, they're so quiet on this approach, and so the Hitmen haven't rotated. Now they go loud. Flashed up behind. They're just gonna start to run into the site. Molly's running over, and J-Man's got an opening. Kando inside hall as well. The smoke's just completely cut off side hall. Mach can go ahead and plant this one down, but they're getting tagged through it, and Kando's got the frag. Yes, Redondo has one back, but they're gonna get shut down by Kando. Kando making side hall their domain, and Alex, not much they can do, so the Hitmen answer back. 16-16, we stay even in this first OT.
One left to do on their respected sides. Let's see who will get to go up coming into half. Or side switch. J-Man moving over here to the A side. An adaptation coming out from Hitmen. Moving around some positions. Huge nade onto the top of B stairs. Tradition's finding one through the smoke. Nice. And we have a firing squad. Oma hitting. Left all to do 1v3.
Yeah, this is not going to be an easy one for Oma. They've got the bomb at least. If they can get one in this op, they could even decide to back away. It's a player up close. Ooh, crispy, clean shot there. And now Oma's looking for a flank that's not going to come through. These two players here towards mid and Jenny have to eventually realize that Oma could also just back away, could rotate all the way off the bomb site, and they might eventually even go to cover A. The longer this goes, the more it becomes a mind game for both sides.
Plenty of time to work with, but nobody's blinking. Might think. Oma in the 1v1.
It's a good one. Good pick to find, and a good tap on the bomb. They've sussed out where J-Man is, and they see the shoulder. Oma, that's a 4K, and that is an amazing clutch. Played the time to perfection, used the bomb as a bait to draw him in, and got all those kills.
Do I need to clean my glasses, or does that say Oma? Oma putting their name up on the board. Doing it by themselves. 1v2. Beautiful round coming out of Oma, and Vikings going up into the half of situation that they haven't seen themselves in a long time with their name on top. Will they remember what was working for them on their CT side though?
This has been a particularly scrappy one. The back and forth, the crazy clutch coming through an Oma.
Taking out
Hitmen no
Kando.
matter the side. Yeah, taking out Kando. Taking out the top fragger, the star player, the best player in the tier. And this opping IGL says no. Redondo's pushed up close. Shots are missing, but Gangstas come for the support.
Still foot held into this B side. The fall back. Up the ramp, speeding up. Redondo to do it. Spotting Redondo there. J-Man digging them out of the sight.
Yeah.
But Oma finding one. Finding the dink on to Sabrina. Bomb will go down. I say. Machi.
Yeah, finishes.
Italics ending it up. On to a Vikings match point. With 2 left.
This is big for the Vikings. This is... If they win this out, all of those demoralizing rounds from the first game, they're pushed to the back of your mind, and all you remember is the sweet taste of victory here in this one. So if they're able to win it out, I say map 3 could be literally anyone's game.
Yeah, and they'll have the confidence and the momentum going into this 3rd map if they can end it here. Fast round coming out of Hitmen up the ramp. Taking lots of util damage. Traditions taking the head off of Italics. But Oma is here.
Oh, Oma's here. And Oma is getting mollied out. Might have to drop their own smoke on it. Will do so. Machi is inside. Hall has 1, but traded out. Kando doubles up before they go down. And Traditions has the kill onto Gangsta. So Oma again left in a clutch. The opping IGL all alone with the big sniper. Sabrina on the jiggles. Decides to back it up. Doesn't want to give away those fights as the molly forces Oma forward. He's been in this position the entire round. And so many mollies at his feet. He's just gonna wait. Gonna let them all burn down before he decides exactly how he wants to peek. Up forwards, Traditions is on the fence, close, and I don't think he'll realize it. Makes noise now. Oh, but he sees a shoulder. He sees a shoulder and he quick scopes him. That leaves it into a one-on-one. A tap on the bomb, swinging around the side. Just needs one more quick scope, but he can't land it. Sabrina wins the IGL head-to-head and keeps the Hitmen in it as they're playing for a second OT.
Oh. Wow, I thought we were going to see it. More fire covering this B site. As Hitman try to bring us into a second OT. But Redondo finding Traditions and Metallics doing tons of damage down at Forklift. Going down in the end.
This retake is much more doable. This isn't Oma having to win a clutch. This is the 4 of them getting to work together. Oma looking for something up top. Oh, Redondo's throwing some util. Gets punished for it. Sabrina also punished for having a nade in hand, and Machi has another. We might just go to map 3 right here. J-Man and Lum to try to clutch it up. They're not looking for the side hall player's swing. Now Gangsta comes out, has 1, has 2, and that will be it. The Vikings bring it back to overtime. So
Taking
many
us
match
to
points, and they
nuke.
fight through it.
Wow.
I don't know what else to say other than wow. You said it perfectly. That was crazy.
Well, we'll have to see it all again on Nuke.
Yeah, Nuke coming up. Don't go anywhere. That was an exciting one, and this will be an exciting map 3. Knife round to choose what side it is, because this is the decider. As we jump into this one, I first want to give a shout out to Aiden. It's their first time observing here on the CSC stream, and they're doing great for a real hype match, running the whole production here. And then, of course, my name's Fuffy, joined by my co-commentator Jawa. As it's a standoff in the knife round. I can hear all the ticks in the chat. It looks like they might just be memeing back and forth a little bit as everybody's chilling on the high ground.
Yeah, this is a replay of their regular season match between Hitmans and Vikings. And Hitman taking that 16-9 in the regular season. So it's going to be a close one.
All right, stabby time has completed. And we can see now as the Vikings win it, they get to pick the side. They get to select where they're going to start, and I believe they will select this CT side. Makes sense to start out on the defense, given that Nuke is known to traditionally be CT sided, but who knows, maybe they've got some tricks up their sleeve. After a insane Vertigo comeback, bringing us to this third map, I've got to be honest, I have no clue who will win this series.
It's anyone's game now. We've seen that Vikings have a strong mental, and you're going to have to do more than get up a lot on them to get them out of the server. You're going to have to win the match. So, got a pistol round, gathered up lobby, fast upper hit coming in.
Oh yeah.
Hitman clearing out the site.
Okay, this is a good exit. This is clean, and that's a clean headshot from Kando. Only 2 players left trying to retake through heaven. There's a lot of people watching onto this position. Now they've both been spotted. Every T should turn back this attention. And Oma, no way you're winning that, because Kando has come to play a 4K just in the pistol round. Showing up hot here in map 3.
Yeah, Kando trying to plant themselves as the top fragger on this map early. They feel that they might have let one slip away last round, so coming into this one hot. Fast outside.
Yeah, quick with the SMGs, quick with the frags. Money being made. Traditions on just a USP. This is one of my favorite things, but also I hate it when it doesn't work, but it seems so cool when it does, where you just carry over a USP as a T into the second round and use it against unarmored opponents. Feels so cool with the silencer, just tap, tap, tap.
Oma looking to get tricky with the knife, but J-Man coming in, flying around that corner with that MAC-10 to take them out and pick up their second. Yeah, I'm not brave enough to go into a round with just a USP. I don't have to. See what we get out of these teams. What their philosophy here on Nuke is going to be. Most teams have what they like to take, and it looks like there's not going to be anything behind the outside smokes that they're throwing.
It draws attention at least. Flash missing a little bit. They're just pressuring ramp, and Kando's gotten an opening. That frag, and they just accelerate straight into this one and bomb down onto B. No CT there to even defend it. As now it should get planted. J-Man has Redondo on the chase. Now Oma's here at the double doors, but not before the bomb can get planted. 3v3 on the retake, made a 3v2 because Alex catches Lum looking the wrong way. Kando brings it back to even, but the last two players are here on ramp, and bomb isn't exactly planted for him. It's in a bit of an awkward spot. Molly will stop any player from coming out of control, but we've already got Alex up onto the site. They can just go ahead and get it, and they've stuck it. They've even dropped the smoke. Oma has the coverage. Oma, you just have to stall for time, but Kando has the perfect HE. The frag grenade gets the kill and seals this round for the Hitmen. A third one in their books. And the MAC-10's the final one to get it. Fitting that is Kando still alive. 8 frags, 0 deaths, only over 3 rounds.
Kando saying, you have to get me out of the round. I am going to be a thorn in your side the entire game. You're going to have to watch for me. Gosh. Vikings is going to have nightmares about Kando. I'm going to have nightmares about Kando. Don't know if he knows he has to stand up.
Yeah, there we go. Got the boost working eventually.
CT's spread across the map with these pistols. Heavy towards this ramp. And Redondo here at Ferrari, Mustang, whatever your favorite fast car is.
Yeah, whatever your favorite car is. And, well, doesn't matter what the car is. Redondo's not living that. Hail of bullets. A site cracked open. J-Man has another. No more as Alex finally shuts him down and op up close. This could be dangerous because Traditions has fallen and Alex might be able to sneak away with the gun. Oh, Oma in the back. Sneaky slippery little P2000 finally goes down, and yeah, Alex will just save what they've got.
Redondo on 1 HP. See if they can get out and keep it this flawless scoreline they have going.
Yeah.
Vikings out here with another bye. What they can do. Almo elects to go with this op. Looks like it'll be a double outside. With Gangsta pushed up aggressively towards red box.
Yeah. Looking for something. But no real contacts made. The molly. That might be hurt. There's 2 players bunched up, but Machi can only get 1. Quick trade with the quick scope from Traditions. Gonna swap over to the AK. Almost a reverse Bogdan's Law. As Lum comes in, wants the trade. But on and op, they'll eventually get it. Took them a moment, but we're even in a 3-on-3. The CTs have to figure out where the heck this bomb's even going. Alex top hut, waiting for Sabrina to commit out a squeaky, sees the HE grenade, so their attention's still pulled. But the players have walked out of hut in the meanwhile. Now the swing comes in and the trade is good. J-Man has that one. Lum is covering that plant and bomb can go down. Oma, crazy attempts on the wallbang. Gangsta looks for something through mini but is smoked off. This is a rough 2v2 retake. As in order to get back into the site, you've got to fight through a smoke here and potentially a molly afterwards that's on J-Man. Oh, jump up forward. Do they clear the second vent? That is the question. And do they even deal with the first? No. Lum with a frag and J-Man with a headshot. Hitmen, they continue to go flawless here, beginning on their tee.
Starting to look a lot like our first map we had going. Hitmen really just taking off. Hopefully Vikings can find their way back into this one. Get on 5 rifles. Okay, util. Machi challenged here at ramp and saying, I'm going down to B.
This is a rough spot for Alex. They've continued to play top hut here on this one. And each time a molly just comes in their face, it seems like they might need to vary up their positions eventually. They still stay alive, a smoke onto it. And Alex can reposition just to hold the hut side. Redondo's coming to ramp, but as they move forward, this is when the swing comes through. And you're not going to win onto 2 AKs. Ramp control given away. The Hitmen take it, but Machi lies in wait down towards B. Traditions, perfect coverage of the flank there with that quick scope. Did they still don't know about Machi? Oh, but that's a rough spray. Body shots for damage, but not a kill. Sabrina finishes, and the Vikings save once more.
Yeah, the CT side's looking quite flat for the Vikings. Hope to see a timeout or some talking in the next round to figure out something that they can do. There's not really much outside control being given, being taken by Hitman. So maybe moving to just like a solo rifle outside might be something that for the Vikings. Something has to change. Hitman on to 6.
Alright. The scary part is it seems like the Vikings' buys keep getting worse and worse. Famas on Machi, not the best utility. But I guess they'd rather have a buy than have nothing at all. Double ramp. Ramp seems to be the spot that's been abused here for a bit. So they're going to stack 2 players towards it. It makes other parts of the map, specifically A site in this instance, a little bit weaker.
These buys, and I know Oma has to not be feeling good about not having that op in their hands on a map like Nuke. But with the A1 finding 2 out of that mini position. Kando finding 1 on the ramp, headed down to B fast. Oma down secret.
Yeah. This is another time that they gain ramp control, but this time they don't have a man advantage. So the retake's much more possible. But it's all on whether Kando gets any clean ones. 1, no more.
Oma for 3. And they get there first. I like the change that they brought in. Just getting the kills. And Oma will have that op going into next round. I know they have to be feeling good about that. Straight into the next one.
Deep Molly outside will deny a little bit of that control. But Traditions is still on Marshmallow looking for a pick. This time, their default is very outside heavy. Both the secret cross smokes landing, but again, no one's going to cross on him. Instead, they just sort of wait for it. Deep flash. Kando has an opening headshot. Oma spots one, but if you over peek the line, Traditions ops you out of there. Hitmen, another great start. It'll be on the Vikings to have another great comeback in this one, but not in this round. Only 2 players left up alive. Make it 1. Machi sees the hole through the door, spots onto Traditions, but yeah, just back out of there, my friend. Not really much they can do as they dip and dive towards a ramp, and that is a 7th on the T side for Hitmen.
Again, that outside, I'd really like them to change it up. Maybe call timeout, talk about something, see what they're seeing, but they might just, I don't know. Just default, standard, red smokes, nothing coming in, changing it up. Just giving up upper really easily and just ramp really easily. Not looking great for the Vikings. Right out of Hitmen. But again, another one of these less than spectacular buys coming out of Vikings.
Yeah, another rough spot for them to be in.
There's something from Machi, finding the pick onto Traditions with the off angle. Setting up a 5v4 for the side of the Vikings. Gangster aggressive out towards red. Getting that info.
Ooh.
Finding 2?
Okay. And that's big.
But Kando left in the 4v1.
Yeah, this, I would
Taking out-
say this could get the Vikings on track, but Kando could pull them off the tracks before they even get going.
And Oma saying,
Ooh.
anything you can do, I can do almost as well. And closing out that round. Really. Oma's having a series.
Yeah,
Really coming
Oma
out
sure
here.
as heck is having a series.
Yeah. Saying what you saw in the regular season was nothing. We were saving it for
Saving
playoffs.
strats for playoffs. Saving fragging for playoffs.
They can't get their team on the page. Maybe a little too late, but we've seen heroics before. Map 2, you see it again. Here we go. Being tested here. Ramp. Kando taking the head off of Machi, but Alex trading it back.
Ooh. Molly into mini isn't even going to block anyone off. This is... Okay, the Vikings, now they're on the tracks. Now they're starting to go. Chugging on forwards. If they make this an 8-7 half, I don't know. Seeing how good their T-side was on Vertigo, this is real dang possible. Traditions is holding for an over-aggression outside. They're not going to want to give it to him. Oh, now they might. Starting to peek forward and peel on back, Gangsta. Just thinking about it every single time.
I'm still out towards T-Roof.
Oh, but that's a long-range shot. Sabrina finds the frag, and now a little bit of life for him. Wallbang is so close onto Redondo. But when they don't find that, they just tuck back. Gonna go ahead and save onto this one. There's a player up close. Oh, if time runs out and they die, that is rough. No. After round. Bonus there for Sabrina. Dies after time, loses the AK. At least Traditions keeps the op. And they are just going to opt to perhaps partial down on this one. Lum can drop something over to J-Man. They can get something going. Lum's just keeping a lump sum of cash, and J-Man purchases up a deagle. So a scrappy buy here for the Hitmen.
Looking to find their fourth are the Vikings. Traditions looking through the hole in the door. But 3 are here. 2 focused on that hole. Could get real awkward real quick. Vikings look ready for it. Lum going down. But Kando taking out Redondo. They'll slow it back down. Maybe headed towards over ramp area to test Machi. Still deciding what they want to do. 3 gather towards hut. Alex caught looking the wrong way. And find this upper site without much problem.
Yeah. This is another one of those, it starts to look good and then it gets rough.
Oh?
Okay. We're starting to come back into this one, and almost. Okay.
You were talking about Vikings. But I think Hitman's just flipped our script.
That was a round for sure. And a round that'll feel good for the Vikings to win. Hitmen, I say they need at least 2 more here in order to feel really good about this half. They'll feel pretty good having already gotten 7. But 2 more to disrupt what's possibly a Viking comeback will really cement this for them. Cross outside, almost shot goes wide. They're able to duck and weave. Both of the secret cross smokes go down in a deep molly. I'm liking this play, and I like the deny from Gangsta.
Yeah.
Oh, that smoke doesn't put it out. Traditions, he's gonna burn to death. Unfortunate there. Valve, please fix.
Dondo here. Hearing what's going on in secret. Didn't expect it? Absolutely not. Gangsta finding one towards Mini. All left on Sabrina. 2v1. Molly goes down. Without seeing each other, Spriz and Oma takes Sabrina down for their 5th.
Yeah.
Vikings really rolling.
Yeah, they've bounced back, and they've bounced back in fashion. Good work from them. If they take the last few of this half, yes, they'll be down, but they'll feel real good. And if they then win the pistol, Vikings will be in a spot to bring us to tied and then to possibly continue their playoffs run. Hitmen, when everybody sort of looked at this series, they saw the Vikings as such big underdogs. But in this one, they have a lot of bark, a little bit of bite.
Don't know
Lum Bites back into the opper there and bites the head of Redondo off with the AK. Good coverage outside from Oma. Catches one back, but they're up the ladder through heaven, and A site's open. Lobby take from Gangsta, I like it. Just be looking the right way, and you have a free frag. And now a 2-on-2 ensues. Player on the site because he had to plant that bomb, and a player up towards heaven. As Sabrina, oh, she's got a kill. Headshot onto Gangsta, and now this could go any which way. Up close, slowly clearing in towards where Alex is waiting. Sabrina and Lum together combine onto that frag, and Oma misses. Sabrina, a crucial 3K. Get Hitmen one back and break the streak.
Yeah. Really cool round by them, going hell and back up into heaven, all the way around. A little round the world action. Oma looking back, finding two, but not able to bring her across the line. Now they're on to pistols. I think they're looking to make sure that they have a full buys for the next 2 rounds with how much money they're saving here.
Kando has the wrap all the way outside. They should realize it's probably an eco given the unorthodox setup. As Kando creeps up, does Redondo even consider it? Considering someone up the ladder, but not from the stairs. Kando up close. Redondo goes to peek and Kando kills him. So many players in the back, and it's just an easy spray down. They control working out. Kando finally falls, but their teammates are all still here, and that is that. Hitman. They break that eco, and now they get 9 on the board. I said 2 more for their confidence. They gotta be feeling good, whereas the Vikings gotta be feeling nervous, as they're gonna pull as much money as they can into this final 15th round of the half.
Looking to find 6. Remember, not too long ago, that's all they found on their CT side of Vertigo, so not too much for them to come back from. Finding one on ramp. Again, they find these picks and they really slow it down and
Yeah.
really test the patience of Vikings.
This is a spot where Vikings just have to have their rotates down pat. So if they don't, it gets risky. They've rotated a player into B, and this is good to reinforce the site. Oma has the ramp all the way to hell and can go back to jiggle outside, but no one's there. Gonna get smoked off. Let's drop into ramp. Comes through. Redondo is close, but it's only one frag. A dink onto J-Man, but J-Man kills him, and Sabrina is thriving in the lobby, making so much noise, being such a nuisance. Still has Oma's attention, as Oma's left in the clutch, able to get down vent, and waiting for Sabrina to come on the wraparound. Sabrina's there, and a good no-scope from Oma. This clutch becomes very possible given both players have low HP. Oma, you could just pistol these two, but he wants to do it with the op. Scoped in, up close, instant headshot onto Lum, and only one more to find. Swap onto the AK is perfect. Gonna go ahead and drop the smoke onto bomb and just run right out. The question is, do they clear up above? No, J-Man with the headshot, and Hitmen get double digits in this first half.
Yeah. Sabrina really just clearing out the rotates, and again, Redondo getting one on the ramp, but not able to get back into the site and wait for some help. Vikings really seem to like making it hard on themselves, but man, does it make for good watching if they're able to bring this one back.
I love hearing all the ticks of the chat going up. The hype here, everybody, of course, loves a little bit of banter, loves a little bit of fun. Both these teams, they got some fun players on this team. on this. In fact, if you go into serious suggestions, you'll see the screenshot from Redondo of the knife round where they're both just staring at each other across the map. All right, timeout subsides and we're into the pistol. Util just on Oma for whatever strat they're running. He's going to be going towards outside as they're going to look to line something up. We'll see exactly what it is. Oma eats an HP. And Alex is just firing Glock bullets forward to try to draw attention. Now, where does Oma use the smoke? That is the question. I believe it might be lined up for Unbreakable here, which would perfectly cut off Sabrina's position. Yes, it'll fly and land right there. Sabrina with no info and Alex starting to wrap Mini. Alex has the first entry and now they're on into A. Only one more player in the back of the site to deal with and Redondo deals with it perfectly. Site taken and a 5-on-3 for this after plant as they swarm back into lobby, clear it out, and now presume post-plant positioning.
All left on the Kando for a clutch ace.
Yeah,
wants to get this round.
Everybody else has got frags, and yeah, the Vikings, they closed that one down. I really like the strategy. It ended up working out perfectly against the setup that the Hitmen were playing. I called the Unbreakable smoke. It landed perfectly, blocked him off. And then as Alex swung around through Mini, got that opening.
See if they can get their second buy on to the save of Hitmen. Hitmen elect to play it conservatively. No shenanigans coming in with a lobby crunch or other.
Yeah, no
rounds.
shenanigans allowed here.
Could be my prospect brain, but always.
I like some shenanigans in a second round, personally. I'm a big lobby cruncher outside push fan. Ramp stack, maybe? That can be a fun one. They went for a B stack here, but A is completely open. That means that that bomb will go down. Sabrina here in Squeaky. Player up close, but actually nobody's looking towards them. Sabrina might have something. It has a dink onto Gangsta, but now has been dealt with, and the last two coming in trophy. Candle will get one, but that's all they'll find. Vikings up to a 7th. That pistol round gets some momentum, some wind in their sails. And now it's the all-important gunny.
Keeping all alive. Oma electing to throw away that MAC-10. Get onto a rifle. Only bringing Gangsta's MAC-10 in. And what they'd like to do. Huge nade. Onto Oma and Talix.
I like how they're just dropping smokes, figuring out what they're going to do. You can tell this is a map 3 nuke, maybe not the map that they've practiced the most, as Oma juggles up smokes. I wonder what exactly lineup he's going for. Garage smoke, the first one to fly out. Now as he comes up close, I believe that's the Unbreakable one. As the 2 deep smokes land, a Molotov into credit. And they look for outside control. Bam through gets some damage, but Alex again on an entry. J-Man doubles up here at the vent before Alex has a second. 3v3 bomb going down. J-Man really did more than you could ever ask of that site anchor player.
Redondo looking to clear out lobby, leaving Oma alone on the site to do it. But
shut down. Players close, they swing.
Almost line up.
Yeah, that got real close, but Redondo couldn't get more than one, and so the Hitmen, well, they get their 1 round here in this half so far. Winning off the first gun round. Money in an awkward spot for the Vikings they're going to decide to invest in. And we'll see what they go with. Perhaps something a little bit quicker. The util not fully fleshed out. Oma on a weaker buy opts for a deagle actually to get some more nades. And I believe they're just gonna go for the secret cross smokes here.
One already
Smokes
pushed
land,
up to
but
red.
yeah, you're right. That the deep player means that the secret cross fake doesn't mean anything. They call outside clear.
Kando just selects to fall back into that B site and wait for some help, but
Oh, no help there.
Talix finding it before any arrives. Bomb will go down.
Yeah, bomb planted here in Astralis. Players all over the site. A swarm of angry hornets looking to sting any CT that gets too close. Gangsta and Oma can sort of crossfire onto this single door as soon as it gets swung open. There's the swing. Spam through. Oma gets more damage on the wallbang exchange, but knocks into the open, so Temptations punishes. Redondo close, spinning back and forth, spinning but going down. This is oh so close, as now there's only one T remaining. They're on the double doors, swings the door open, and only needed one bullet of the spray, but they're not gonna get it. The issue is that J-Man thinks that one more's alive. He had every single kill and an opportunity to stick it, but instead, dips on out of there, at least maintains their life. And the Vikings, they get that round right back. It's scrappy, it's down to the wire, but they win.
Wow. Again. Looking like they could have closed it out for themselves, missing the spray, and then J-Man not realizing what's in front of him and running to save. You never know what you're going to get with these two teams. Traditions hearing what's going on. These guys aren't making quiet across.
And Traditions has gotten one. It's even until Machi headshots down Sabrina. Gangsta with one on Kando, and this round could be all she wrote, barring something crazy from these two left up alive, and that's a little bit crazy. J-Man peeking out of the hut to get that one. Traditions an instant headshot in a second. Traditions, both those kills in quick succession. Bang, bang, and the Hitmen have 12.
Yeah, you said something crazy, but this just seems to be normalcy around here between the Vikings and the Hitmen.
Oh, wow.
Coming in from Kando, not doing any damage.
Finding at least that info there.
Don't know how many he spotted. A nade from Sabrina doing a little bit of chip damage. Easy for these M4s to clean them up.
Now they're back to ramp. Kando's up close. This position is actually tradable without a crazy spray down from Kanda. And yeah, a great trade. B bomb sites open if they run.
Miss smoke onto hell.
And that's their only smoke. They can't smoke for the plant. Oh, and they can't
Traditions
smoke off
just has a shooting gallery.
Yeah, so many players there to watch. Machi gonna try to get it down, but J-Man is on the double doors, comes all the way through. Alex left up in a clutch, another good Deeg shot, but surrounded and so fragged out. Hitmen, they're looking to get up to match point again. Real close to it so far. A save round has to come through for the Vikings. That should be 14. I know we've seen some comebacks before from the Vikings T side, but on Nuke, I personally have my doubts.
I don't know. They're getting bomb plants. They're getting into these post plants. That's all you can really ask. Anything after that is a toss-up. So their stuff's working if they can just clean up these post plants. when craziness happens, this is what this series has been. It's just craziness, crazy round after crazy round. It's a toss up.
It really is. And the fact that it was Vikings winning on the Hitmen's map pick too. This is crazy. Okay, I think this is Fast A. This is Fast A. They're running the complexity hut rush. They're all out of there, sprinting into the bomb site. Almost a lurker outside, but all the flashes rain in from above. The mollies block them off, and the bomb gets planted down. Yes, Oma the lurker is cut off, but they have made it onto the site. Some util to spare. They're gonna get a smoke down onto Mini. The players coming up for the retake. Metallics is the one to be holding on to that angle, but super tagged down low by the util. Comes in towards hut, flash up above. Traditions has the first frag. Sabrina with another up above, Alex with one and then traded, so Machi has to clutch. As Machi's just sitting here, we'll see if they can get it. Up through the smoke, players dropping in. 3 on the site, on the bomb, 1 on the spray, and that's all they'll find. Hitmen up to match point, gonna get that defuse on through, and 15-8, Vikings need another crazy comeback.
Yeah. Back again on to the same situation that they were on when they made their comeback on the last map. 7 rounds to find.
Yeah, Vikings were running a set strat there, one that I've seen many times before, including when I played against them, and one that I've stolen for my own teams. It's a hut rush, a classic Nerd Out Here video. Nades fly into the site, you send 3 players out hut with a bunch of flashes, and through the chaos, you try to get the bomb site quickly. The problem is that they lack map control after, because you've only really got hut, and Oma went down outside. This time, the outside fight is again going the way of the Hitmen. So much utility damage, and the offer is even tucked into secret.
Could see this
Marshmallow Peak.
same smoke onto Garage and Unbreakable setup again that they've run twice before.
Looks like it. Yeah, there's 1, there's 2, a flash. Smoke actually blocks off Traditions. Traditions fires a shot. They should know where they are, but Alex wasn't looking. And now Lum, J-Man,
they're ready for it.
Session, and it's only Machi left up. Has to clutch for their life in this season, but no. The Vikings bow out of Season 9, and the Hitmen rise to reach the semifinals.
Wow, what a great series given to us by Vikings and Hitmen. We were on the edge of our seat. Anything could happen any round.
Yeah.
And it just looks like the spinner came up Hitmen more often than Vikings.
Yeah, I think that Hitmen just really had the fragging power, and Vikings, they didn't have the protocols to fight up against that. Yes, sometimes their individuals would come alive. Alex, Oma, really 2 stars shining throughout that series, as they gave it their all, but they just weren't able to find it in the end. Such a good attempt. Such a great game that they were able to deliver it to us. GG, well played. I believe we'll be able to get an interview in here real quickly. But I guess we can throw to a break really quick, and then we'll try to grab somebody in here for this interview. So catch you with an interview in just a moment. All right, we've got the J-Man themselves pulling you in for an interview. I know you got a lot of fans in that chat.
Yeah, I do.
Everybody's getting hype for it. I'm sure you're hype after that win. I
Yeah,
sort of want to go in a chronological order, but first I want to start with the overall. How you feeling after the dub and playoffs?
I feel pretty good. Like the first map, we felt pretty good. The second map, we felt good the whole way. But then, kind of just we're losing some gunfights. It didn't go our way. But then third map, we came back strong. We just reset our mental. Kind of just won
Yeah.
out.
I want to start with map one. Were you guys expecting that ancient pick out from GLD, and how much prep had you all as a team personally put into ancient? Because you sort of put on a show there.
We kind of just go into it how it goes. We were confident on ancient, so we're basically confident on A map. We were ready for
All right.
anything.
Heck yeah. On map two, do you think it was anything specific that let it slip away? Any certain moment, a clutch, anything crazy, or was it just overall the Vikings playing a good game?
Yeah, I think we were just losing gunfights, and obviously, if you are not winning the gunfights, you're going to lose the game. Specifically, like I don't know, I was losing mid a lot, and then it just didn't work.
Yeah, I saw you getting challenged there on mid.
Yeah,
I think the call came in to have you switch onto a ramp there towards the end.
Yeah. I think if we did that a little sooner, it might have worked out a little better for us. But it's all good. We won in the end.
Yeah, for sure. And on Nuke, as we all closed it out, is that what y'all were expecting to happen? I know it was about the same as y'all's regular season matchup, so y'all were pretty prepared for what.
Yeah, I agree what you're saying.
Yeah,
I was not a part of the veto. Like I didn't have any input on the veto, so I don't know if we were expecting any maps or anything. But we're prepared on Nuke to play anybody on Nuke, and then we played them regular season. We beat them, so obviously that's a good pick for us. Yeah, personally, sure. I don't think I would have expected it just because we beat them on it. So I wouldn't think they'd want to go to it, but they did, and we beat them again. So
yeah, looking forward in these playoffs, I want to ask, as the other matches, their results will eventually come in. I know some have been delayed, even pushed back to days in the future. But as your guys' concludes, as you move forward in the playoffs, are there any teams that you're looking forward to play? And then are there any teams that you think will be the biggest threat in the bracket? You could answer those both with one team if there's anyone.
Yeah, I don't, no disrespect to any other teams, but I think it's going to be a pretty easy bracket. I think we'll easily win the championship. But I'm looking forward to the H4K match just because I know a lot of people on H4K, and it'll just be a fun match, competitive. But obviously, we'll win.
All right, pure confidence coming into this one, but hoping for a hype matchup against H4K. Now I gotta ask, you got these fans in the chat.
Yeah.
Everybody's loving the J-Man. Is there anything you want to say on stream now to all the adoring fans watching and listening around the world?
Yeah, I just want to say I love you all, especially Salush12. He's my boy. But obviously all of you equal, but just him maybe 1% more. That's it.
All right. Well, good game. Well played. I wish you the best of luck going forward in these playoffs. This is a hype one for sure. Challengers up in the air. No idea who will take it all the way, but I think you guys got a good shot at it, and you proved it tonight. So thank you so much for jumping into this one, J-Man.
For sure, anytime.
Yeah, congratulations to you and your team, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, such a wholesome voice to hear from, spreading love to all the fans out there, and instilling confidence that their team will be able to take it across the line. I definitely think so. I think that H4K matchup will be a good one. It will be an exciting one, because I believe if we look at the matchup history, I'm pretty sure H4K actually, I don't know if they've won that head-to-head in the past, but I know it's been a crazy one, and H4K have been on an upward trajectory recently. the other interesting thing is that right now we have Kitsunes and Samurais going on. This one, I believe, is in either map 2 or 3 already. And that's an exciting one for people to keep their eyes on. I don't think we'll be able to capture it here on stream, but I'm glad that there's still more action going on to this one to see where it goes, because this next upcoming week, okay, it's on map 3. Mirage is map 3 currently, and the score is 3-2, so it's as close as it can get. We can get hype for that one, and at the same time, we can just say thank you guys for tuning in here. Thank you, Aiden, for observing. Thank you, Jawa, for casting with me. This has been a bunch of fun.
Yeah. No, it's been great. Yeah, thanks to the 2 teams tonight putting on a show for us.
Oh, definitely. All right. Well, thanks to everybody who tuned in, and have a good night.